So, good evening, guys. It is almost the last week of October. Statistically speaking, we are almost at the point where we are at our lowest average body weight of the year. That's actually next week. And so, as I was thinking about like things that we could talk about um, on this evening's chat, it occurred to me that statistic ties in with the season that we get sick, the season that we get tired, the season where we have so many people that are feeling the blues. Um, SAD, the seasonal depression. Um, there is there is so much that happens starting the 31st of October. It can include the food that's coming into our home. It can include the candies. It can include, well, I'm going to have a feast next week anyway, so I may as well just start binge eating now and getting away from the things that we should be doing. And y'all like looking around the people that we have on this call, the people that we have in our community, you're already doing so many of the right things. You're focusing on your sleep. You're focusing on hydration. You're focusing on eating smart, healthy foods, foods that are not processed or minimally processed, that have whole ingredients that come from the earth. Um, doing all those things. So what are the things that we can actually take into account and plan for, knowing that we're going to have extra temptations, we're going to have extra opportunities, and we're going to have a big change in our schedule as soon as daylight saving time hits. So it would be my best recommendation to you as we have this season ahead of us that you start looking at what you are going to do to get outside, to get some sunlight in, and maybe that's an extra big challenge if you're working from an office and you're not able to get out during the day. Maybe you arrive in the morning and the sun isn't quite up, and then you leave and the sun's already going down. I remember those days working in Quantico where I worked in a building with no windows, and literally, unless I was going out for lunch, I would never see the sunlight, you know? So little things like finding time to workout. I'm sorry. It's been a morning here. It's been a day. Yeah, finding times to make out. That's important too, you guys. Don't forget your partner. But finding the times to work out that you can get outside. If you have a lunch break, take a lunch break. If everybody is going out to smoke, go out with them, but don't smoke. Just go walk around the building a couple times. And then when you see them walking in, then walk back in. Um, whatever that may be for you. If you've got young ones at home, see if you can't find a place that you can get them out. And I know, if you're growing up in the north, Pennsylvania, that's a totally different challenge than down here in North Carolina. And we have a totally different than our friends in Florida. They were bundled up. It hit like 65 degrees in Florida. They were wearing like their down jackets last week. So it's got to be respective of where you live and what you can do. And keep that in mind as you're making plans, but plan to get outdoors in your routine. Personally, I'm going to get back to ice baths. They're absolutely miserable, and I know if I can sit in a tub full of ice cold water, maybe it actually has ice on top of it by the middle of the winter, then I can probably do some pretty hard things. We'll come up with some challenges. Maybe we can come up with a polar plunge for the community if there is a common ground. I know, Kristen, I see your face. You can come out here to Emerald Isle. It'll be a little bit warmer. I think the Atlantic is in the mid 40s by that point, so it's not too bad. And allergic to cold, that is unfortunate. So if you can't see the chat, Kristen is allergic to cold. Um, all right. Outdoors, water, hydration. I think most of us in here have been involved in some type of outdoor activity at some point in time in our life. If you have not been involved in sports, outdoor activities in the cold, anything like that, it's really important to note that your body dehydrates fairly quickly when it's cold out, more quickly than you would notice. And because you're not sweating, you're less likely to notice the fact that your body needs the water, and it shows up in the dry skin and the chapped lips and all the different things. Making sure you are staying consistent, starting now by building the habits, is going to be one of the things that you can do, leaning forward into the upcoming season. And then keeping it simple, of course, your supplementation regimen, that's something that's going to help out with your cravings. It's going to help with the inflammation, the bloating, all of the things that we talk about with plexus. But be mindful of the fact that there are really only 3 to 5 big meals in the coming 2.5 months. Like 3 to 5 big meals. You're going to get some great leftovers out of them if you plan appropriately. I will throw a turkey on the rotisserie over an open fire, and I will baste it. I will season it. It will be absolutely amazing. But you can have a regular size portion on Thanksgiving, if you celebrate Christmas, on New Year's, all the different holidays. There are more holidays than that. I don't want to overlook Hanukkah or any other holidays that we may celebrate. Veterans Day is a huge one for a lot of vets, and the Marine Corps birthday. We cannot forget about that major, major holiday for so many people, 10th of November, if you didn't know. So plan accordingly, eat a normal size meal, set some leftovers aside. If you're still a little bit hungry when you're done, eat a normal size snack in between. I say normal size, like a healthy, respectful size, and just listen to your body. I'll let Brenda in here as well. Listen to your body. If after every meal you are suddenly finding that you need to take a nap, there's a chance that you're overdoing it. As wonderful as that after Thanksgiving nap is before the football games come on, it might be an indication that you had a little bit too much. You can stop with one piece of pie. That's okay. There will be more. Set some aside, put it in the fridge. If it's snowing where you are, if it's cold, you can hide it outside. Just make sure that you wrap it well so the animals can't get to it. Um, Guys, it's all about planning. I joke about this stuff. Some of it is simple, but so many friends have reached out right at the new year and they're like, oh my God, I came off the tracks over the holidays. A walk post feast. This is from Kristen. This is a great idea. A walk post feast to help with digestion and balancing blood sugars. If you walk for 20 minutes after a meal, it almost totally negates the body's insulin response. And if your body isn't producing this mass amount of insulin, that means your body is not being told to store fat, because that's what insulin does. It tells your body to store fat. So walking right after your meal, that's a great tip. Thank you for reminding me of that one, Kristen. Those are a couple things that you can do. This is nothing crazy. It's probably nothing that you haven't heard before, but we are going to be looking at extra accountability as we roll into the holidays. And when I say we, I do mean me also, because I will pound some Snickers bars if the kids bring them home. There will be a dad tax to make sure that every type of candy is safe for my children's consumption, because they are so important, and I want to make sure that nothing happens to them, which is why I will test the candies to make sure they are safe. All right. If you can relate, it's okay. I do it too. But I'll tell you what, I will have one, maybe two snacks here and there, and then I will go for a walk. And that's exactly why my wife hasn't bought Halloween candy yet. Oh, final note before I turn it over to Kristen. If you have those super delicious smelling Scentsy candle burners, whatever it may be, please be respectful of your spouse and understand when they turn them off, it means that they are hungry and they can't deal with the smell right then. I love you, babe. I love all the scents. I'm not ready for cake right now. Kristen, would you mind sharing a little bit about the new beverages that just came out, because they are amazing?
Christine, was he like digging himself out of a hole he created earlier, or what was that about?
I love the way that the candles smell. I get so hungry. That's me.
It's like candied pecan and like pumpkin smells, and it makes Michael want food.
It reminds me of home, the emotional eating.
Gotcha. Okay. So like Michael said, those specific holidays are just one meal or one or two meals, depending on how many families you have to go visit, or three or four, depending on how you have to split it up. If we went home, which we don't anymore, around Christmas time, but if we went home, we would literally have four or five different meals because our families are so split. So just pay attention to the fact that it's only a few meals. It's not 3 months of meals. You are not splurging the whole 3 months. You don't want to like dig a hole throughout these next couple of months. And so, like Michael said, sit down and think about where do you want to be on January 1st? Do you want to be ahead of where you are right now? Do you want to maintain what you've already worked so hard for? Or do you want to continue on the progress you've made already this year? And then how are we going to do what your goal is? If your goal is to maintain or continue losing weight or continue improving your health, one of the things that we totally recommend is making sure you're still hitting your protein goal. So whether it's turkey on Thanksgiving, there's going to be pie and cake and all the things. So, prioritize your protein. Another thing that you can do before you go is drink a protein shake. And so, our lean whey or vegan, but right now we have a special flavor of the white chocolate peppermint, and it only comes in the whey, but it's a super yummy, delicious treat that you can have while maybe you're making dessert for other people, and you're still getting your protein. You can put this in your coffee in the morning, like I do every morning. Only now mine's going to taste like Christmas instead of fall with pumpkin because I already finished my pumpkin. But now it's going to taste like Christmas starting tomorrow. And so just keep prioritizing protein throughout these next few months. Also, when you prioritize protein, you crave sugar less. And so it's also something that will help you along the way. But this 2 scoops has 21 grams of protein. And so if you're aiming for 100, 150 grams a day, this is 20 grams just right here that you can mix in a mixer cup with water. I mean, I think this is good enough. You can put it with water. Some people put it with milk or almond milk, coffee, or you can bake with this. You can make waffles. You can make pancakes, mug cakes. Like, oh my gosh, all the things. Protein balls. Like, I could go on with all the things that we bake and make with our protein powder. So that's amazingness. And right now we still have the white chocolate peppermint, but it's not going to last very long. And then regularly we have vanilla and chocolate. um, the other thing I wanted to say was that Starbucks drink that is like white chocolate peppermint. I have this here. It is 400 calories. It's a white chocolate peppermint frappuccino. 400 calories. It is, hang on, my phone's being weird. Okay. 18 grams of fat, 68 carbs, 6 grams of protein, and 54 grams of sugar in a drink that you are drinking that's going to make you crave more sugar, that's going to set you up to eat more things, and it's going to ruin your day. Or you could have 140 grams or 140 calories and 21 grams of protein and be set up for the day. So choose wisely is what we're saying. Okay. The next thing we have is called calming cocoa. And so this is exciting because everybody has hot chocolate over the winter. And what better than hot chocolate that helps to calm you? So I'm gonna read from my notes here that Michael put me on the spot and I had to go find. But here's the thing. Inside the calming cocoa, it has Okay. So Selenium. This is why he's making me do this. Toward Tortusum.
It's got an ingredient from South America.
Thank you. He just wanted to hear me say it. Anyway, the ingredient it has in it is known for relieving abdominal pain, hunger, and enhancing mood. Also, 75 to 100 milligrams of it shows basically an effect that helps with anxiety. It reduces anxiety. The holiday season is stressful for moms, especially for Santa, for all the people involved with the process. It's stressful. And so, what about a little cup of hot cocoa that's going to help calm you down? And, like, even just going grocery shopping can be really stressful right now. I mean, drink some calming cocoa. If you have a teenager who goes to homecoming with a boy, drink your calming cocoa. Like, all the things. Um, so this can help with treating anxiety, depression, relieving stress, cognitive function, delaying chronic disease. There's so many different benefits to it that I'm super excited that they brought this out. And this is the perfect season for us to have this. And I really hope that this becomes a permanent product because it's delicious, but the benefits of it are also really amazing. And Michael, if you have any other tips about these amazing drinks, but both are still
Kristen,
available.
Kristen says it's delicious. You guys, if for anybody who is watching this that has not previously been a part of a Plexus limited time release or a seasonal release, I will tell you, like, they come up with really, really good flavors. They vet the flavors over and over again before they release them to us. And what usually ends up happening, like we saw with the combo, is they sell out very quickly. So to say this is delicious, I had the peppermint white chocolate this morning. My big concern having it this morning was that there was going to be a whole lot of peppermint. And I will tell you, there was a whole lot more white chocolate than I expected. Um, it was maybe a little bit more than a hint of peppermint, but the balance, like they really, really worked on designing it perfectly. It is something that I would drink a lot of if I wasn't careful, and I'm going to be careful because right now I've only got the two bags, so I have to figure out if I'm going to buy more or not. The cocoa, tried the cocoa last night before bed just to give it a shot. I will tell you, as I was dozing off, I did think to myself, like, I just feel very, very relaxed. All the concerns, anything that was going through my mind, just totally chill. But the flavor of it took me back to Christina My Honeymoon because it tasted just like the molten lava cake that they serve on Carnival cruises. And that is like short of the few desserts that Christine makes, she makes some good ones, guys. We'll share the recipes, I promise. The apple chunk cake right about now is perfect. But if I was going somewhere and I wanted a special dessert, that would be it. And we have it in the house now, which is maybe a little bit dangerous for me. Because again, I only got the two bags of it. I'm gonna be ordering more here shortly. Give it a shot. Let us know what you think. You're gonna love the flavors. Yeah, turn the candle off. Right. Well, we've got the cocoa now, and the cocoa has, I think, 40 calories. And like they did add just a tiny, tiny bit of sugar, most of it's stevia, but I think there's like 4 grams of sugar in it. It's nothing, especially when you compare it to something that doesn't taste anywhere near as good. Um, check those out. Let us know what you think. And then finally, as we wrap up, I mentioned the seasonal thing. Guys, the holidays are tough for a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. Um, and I don't like to be a little bit more serious on this call. I'm usually joking, I'm usually upbeat, but seriously, we've got a great community here. You may be in a place where you need help, you need to reach out, whatever it may be. if you're going through stuff for the first time, if it's first season, if money is tight, um, I guarantee there is somebody in the group who has probably been through something similar, and you're not alone. So getting outside is going to help you with those things. Staying active, hitting the gym, it's going to help you with those things. But please don't feel free or please, see, like I said, it was a morning. We had an early morning call that got me going today. I used all my adrenaline for that. Um, please don't hesitate to reach out to say, hey, is there anybody available? If you want to fire up the Zoom, we can fire up the Zoom and have community calls more than once a week. Totally good with that. If it's during the day, if you happen to be home, feel free, put a note in the chat. Kristen and I are usually working during the day, and we can be available. And if it's looking like money is going to be tight for many of us, I know that's something that we're looking at. Reach out as well. There's an opportunity to earn an extra $600 this month on top of all the other bonuses. And I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's possible. And it's relatively simple. So, with all that in mind, we have like 3 or 4 minutes. I see all on here. Does anybody have something good that they can share with us from the past couple weeks, the past month, some a victory that you were willing to share with us before I put anybody on the spot? I'm not looking at California, Heather. She's looking away from her. What? Who? What? Heather, can you share something good? We haven't gotten to hear from you in a little while. I can ask to unmute. Totally putting you on the spot. Shameless. Okay, maybe. Maybe in the chat. All right. Ethan, Brenda, Christine, you guys are killing me. Nope. All right. We got to work on that. We'll help you find something good, Ethan.
What do you want to hear?
Something good.
Um, I don't know, maybe the life of the party last night, the wedding that I went to.
That's something good.
I mean, the energy I had to be dancing all night long with my niece
I
was
love that.
great.
I love
Yeah, it
that.
was a very special event. It was funny. I walked up to her part, they did a photo booth, and I walked up to her and I said, Janae, it's time for the birthday twins to go get their picture taken in the photo booth. She was actually born on my birthday. She came a month early. So of these 27 years now, my niece and I have shared a birthday. As we hopped into the photo booth, my daughter popped in and said, "Photo bomb." I'm like, no.
That sounds like a great time. I appreciate you sharing
Yeah,
that, and I'm glad you were able to have that moment.
yeah, it was great.
I'm gonna go to Ethan here because he said nothing. Ethan, I'm gonna share that Ethan made a really big and difficult decision for himself about a week ago, and that's not mine to share, but it's tough making those big decisions, and to have made it and to be committed and to have some direction moving forward. I'm happy for you on that. I think that's a big win for you, man. And I know you're making plans and doing all the things, so I'm happy for you to have that. And I think my wife is getting the kids up in bed. So, Heather, I saw something in the chat not working. Well, the weather is gorgeous and the world is crazy. Well, the weather is gorgeous. We'll take that. That is a win. So I appreciate it, guys. Don't forget to practice gratitude daily. It'll change your life. It'll absolutely change your life and the way that you look at things and the energy that you bring in around you is just phenomenal. So also, on a personal note, thank you for bearing with me. Sometimes when I have those days and my mind isn't working quite right, I go a little bit off the tracks. I know nobody noticed that tonight, but just in case. I do appreciate y'all. I hope you have a great week. I will be in and out. Tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the recording. If there are any remaining questions, you guys can hang on. So thank you very much.